A while ago, I mentioned solos would no longer appear on my channel anymore unless I come up with something interesting and unusual. What you're about to watch is unlike anything you've seen before, because this solo is two ideas mashed into one. So first of all, this time it's not just a solo with restrictions like no AI, downs, and some other additional stuff, but also a special restriction that forces me to swap my movement keys, which means that to move forward, I have to press S, to move backwards I have to press W, to strafe left, press D, and to strafe right, press A. Some of you might be thinking that it's not a big deal, but let me tell you right away, this is one of the hardest solos I've ever done in my life, and I've done hundreds of them. For comparison, remember that at some point I'd soloed Hell's Island while being drunk. Yes, that was not a joke, while also being heavily distracted by my family and had pretty much zero issues with finishing it. This run, on the other hand, took me about 30 or 40 restarts altogether, despite me running an overpowered as hell hacker build, which is an insane number of restarts compared to most of my other runs. So why was this so difficult? I've been playing horde shooters for about 15 years and Payday for a few years as well, and my ability to perform well nowadays, even if I feel really bad and tired, comes entirely from my muscle memory. The moment you take it away from me, well, I'm screwed to say the least. The only thing I can rely on is my game knowledge, because hitting anything while moving, even with assault rifles and SMGs, is much harder for me than not missing a single shot with the sniper rifle while playing normally. If your playstyle does not rely on muscle memory as heavily as mine, you might do better. For me, it was a nightmare. Also, since I just mentioned game knowledge, let's talk about the second unusual thing related to this video. So, I can't rely on my mechanics and I'm forced to rely on my game knowledge, which I think is a great opportunity to share it with others. In this video, I will add commentary and tell you how moving at the right time is important, and you might learn a lot about the heist as well. And yes, I know, your question right now might be, how do I know it's not cheated? And I have the perfect solution. I downloaded... Fucking alarm. Okay, wait, continuing. I downloaded OBS because it has a very cool plugin that allows me to add a keyboard overlay to the video that will display which buttons I am pressing. Although, I have a sad story to share. The problem with OBS is that after turning the game on, you have to minimize it for the software to detect the display and record it. I managed to fully finish it earlier on, and you might already know where I'm going with this. Yep, it's just 15 minutes of black screen. Fantastic. As a proof that it was finished, however, you can listen to the audio from the background.
Well done, friends.
Why am I showing this? Because the run you get to watch takes a very dark turn because of a stupid glitch. But I will talk about it once we reach that point. So, let's start the run.
Okay, friends, this one has been a long time in the pot. Time for some payback, yeah?
What's that I hear? Rats in the cellar.
Oh, shit! Watch out, friends! Fucking hell!
Hello, my friends. I hope you can overlook the fact that we haven't had time to properly tidy up the place. It's rather hard to get a cleaning crew out here. And believe me when I say that I don't take this visit personally in any way.
After using the first thermite, immediately go back and kill all of the enemies in the dark hall. Once you approach the doors, use your pocket ECM and rush for the second one without stopping. We're almost guaranteed not to die while doing this because our Joker is there and he's taking most of the aggro. If you do get shot like me, just use the second ECM since the next part is the easiest in the entire heist and you likely won't need it. Out of like 30 runs, I only died maybe twice while attempting this because this is not even 2 minutes into the heist, so if you happen to die, it's not a big deal at all.
Maybe try that thermite you found before.
Lash the defense. Know how often this is, and so don't you appreciate how lovely and kind is lost.
Now use the security cameras and try to locate Bane's cell.
You might be thinking that jumping right away would be a good idea, but it's better to wait. Why? Well, Payday likes to be Payday, and if you jump out without your Joker being close to you here, the Joker will be stuck up there forever. This is a very stupid glitch, and it's not the only spot he can get glitched in. And you probably remember that I said that this run took a dark turn because of certain glitches. This is one of them. The beginning is the only part where my convert was useful anyhow. In the camera room, he's almost irrelevant, and he was not there for the rest of the heist for me, so it's almost a no Joker run.
When you've been around for a while, you learn to let things go. I've seen the bigger picture. If you manage to take Bane away from here, he's all yours. It is the moral choice, after all.
Find Bane's cell with the cameras. That's the one, right there. Now, let him out. Now wait for the cell to open.
That's the end of the medic! Bulldozer! Bulldozer's history!
Well done. We're ready for that, yeah? It's not over yet, Rick.
Drop your weapons! Pull them off! Put your fucking hands up! Get on your fucking knees! Yeah, of course! Bulldozer!
At this point, you want to make sure that you have 2 pocket ECMs available. Use one to rush further immediately and keep the second one for the objective soon.
Follow it, you know. Kick the cock out of it.
Once you reach the lower level, do not stop, even for a second. This is crucial.
Another player enters the board. Kendo. Bane is getting away.
Bloody hell!
As you can see, I rushed as fast as I could and there are barely any cops here yet. There will always be some cops spawning, but your second ECM should allow you to take care of them, place the drill and rush back.
That's it. Bane caught that working good, yeah? Drill through the door and get his keychain.
stay in this spot and do literally nothing for a bit. No cop can reach you there because once they start approaching the doors below you, the game will kill them on their own. What you want to do now is wait for the exact moment where control starts, and Locke will announce it to you. Once you hear him talk, rush for the keys and use them immediately. Why not move on Fade? The area will likely be crowded, so it's basically playing with fire, and the risk is just not worth it. If you don't waste time after hearing Locke, you will get to do the objective with nearly no cops near it. Be aware that sometimes they can start spawning faster, and they can appear right before you finish opening the door, in which case you might want to use the second ECM.
Update, dude. We'll go drinking and talk about this. Don't change that. It's going well, yeah?
With perfect movement, you have like 95% chance to open the door and either take no damage or very little damage. My movement is obviously restricted here and I wasted some time. But if you don't waste even a tiny bit of time, you can ignore the turret entirely. It is important to do that not because the turret is an issue, but because when you cross this door, the enemies will start spawning in the room with the stairs, and you'll either be overwhelmed or be forced to wait for another control. If you decide to force it, you will have to pray for dodge to save you, which is just more pointless risk that can be avoided if your movement is good enough. I did it like 90% properly, but I could have saved one more second, which would have most likely allowed me to leave with no damage taken.
Okay, right, now heading for the roof. Keep following him.
Well, my friends, it's time for me to leave you to it. Much to do and all that. My best regards to Kazak and Simmons.
Give those things some power.
Make sure to stay in the same spot as me after reaching it. The remaining units from behind will try to get you by rushing to you, and the very first spawn group outside is always here, and you can even get like 10 kills here. If your health is very low, you can ECM and kill everyone to restore it, and if you don't have ECM, this place is good to farm kills in order to recharge it, and most importantly, it will allow you to freely do the next objective.
Take care of those monkeys, and I'll get back to safety. Clear the way. I've got faith. These players, chop. Don't you dare die.
Under the air!
Keep those monkeys away from us.
After dealing with the units here, run immediately to the other side because the next spawn group will always be there and they spawn soon after the first one. After that, proceed to do the objective and you should be safe.
Got the fucking medic! Take them down!
The way is blocked. You've got to find the controls to the walkway and extend it.
Rush forward now and camp in the same spot as me.
He's heavier than I thought. Let's go. Oh, Lily. Kataru really messed him up. You need to take care of those monkeys.
Drop it, you wanker! Get your hands off!
Give me a moment to catch much fun.
This objective requires you to kill some units here and proceed to do so, but remember to stay around the spot for maximum safety. If dodge is not by your side, you will likely die while running around here otherwise. You don't have to do it as slowly as I did, but I had no choice with my movement restrictions and the fact that my useless Joker got stuck somewhere on the map.
Hands off! Off! Get on your fucking knees! Now, hands off yourself!
I've got him. Let's get out of this forgotten place. Payne, you talk. Don't you dare die. You're almost on us, friend.
It looks like it's somewhat safe around here, so it's time to go for the box objective, right? Well, it kind of is, but there's a taser that happened to have been in the worst possible spot at the worst possible time. Now, there's a lot of units around me, and I'm forced to take care of some of them. I have the choice to pray for dodge to work, or wait a bit longer. So I chose the latter.
That's the end of the medic!
Another bloody problem. Find the control box and hack into it so we can get through.
Take it down! Yes, medic down! Sniper out! Shield!
Now let's go. Can't carry him much longer. Hang in there, Payne, old friend. Not going to lose you now. Get into the chopper. I can't shoot Bertie and carry Payne at the same time. You've got to take them out.
That's the end of the medic!
Yup, that taser and my useless Joker killed the run. That is correct. Why am I counting this as a success? Well, as you saw at the beginning, I have a recording of me finishing it, but because of how OBS works, it's nothing but a black screen. If I actually had a convert, I would have surely finished the run, since the final part is way easier with one. As a matter of fact, the black screen run also had the Joker glitch, but oh well, nothing can be done. We are ending this here because I don't want to fuck with my mouse memory any longer. Today I played a different game and kept pressing S in order to move forward, so no thanks. Anyway, I hope it was fun for everyone who watched. Not only did I solo the heist with a different restriction, but also tried to teach you something new. I have another solo idea, but I definitely don't want to do it now, and I will likely need another OP build for it. Otherwise, it will be too stressful. Don't like the video? Don't subscribe. If you are a subscriber, then unsub and definitely do not check out the videos that are being displayed right now.